Steve Kerr at 5 o'clock. That ought to be good. We got a lot to discuss. I bet he's got a lot to discuss. You know how each of these days we've been talking about whether or not he probably wants to do the show today.
Yeah. I
think today he really does. First of all, they won the basketball game last night. And B, I bet he would like to put some additional words to what's out there right now with regard to the team and Draymond Green. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he can't. But I always feel like when you're running a big ship like he is, I feel like you don't want to get all of the customers all riled up with misinformation, which, like, I can freely admit that's what we're all doing. Like we're
just guessing.
I know. We're left to do that, though.
Right,
that's the problem. They didn't give us any other clues. You know? You ever play that old board game Clue? Like it's round one.
Love it.
I got no idea. I got no idea who did what with a candlestick.
Mrs. Peacock in the billiard room with the candlestick.
But speaking of Peacock, did you buy it? Did you buy it over the holidays so you could watch the Bills play the Chargers?
I've had it.
Oh, you've had it the whole time?
Yeah, I've been all on the Peacock.
Do you know that one of the playoff games is on Peacock? This is my public service announcement to the entire world. The first NFL playoff game, the very first one, is on Peacock.
It's only on Peacock.
So don't wake up on Saturday morning in a week and a half. Oh, where's the game?
Totally.
Oh, man, everybody freak out and scream and yell. I gotta pay for my play. The first game's on Peacock. You do whatever you want to do after that.
Sure.
But
I had no idea.
Know that is the case.
I'm glad you said that because I am that guy where, it'll be 10 o'clock.
Where's the game?
Where's the game?
Yeah.
And it's like, go to this channel, that channel, that channel, this channel, that channel. The game's not on. And then it's like, okay, the game is on. Yep. Where's the game?
It's on Peacock.
Is it on Amazon? Is it on Netflix? And just so we all know, this is where all of the sports are going.
Of course.
The regional sports.
Everything is going.
Right. So you might as well get used to it and get in now while you can because it's all going that way.
But anyway, with a day to think about it, because these words that Steve threw out, and we should play it for everybody, for those of you who haven't heard it. So let me pull it up here shortly. But the words came out shortly before we were done yesterday. With 24 hours to let those words sit. We're giving Draymond his space, and he's giving us ours. How'd that resonate with you with another day to think about it?
It resonated to me as if to say these two sides are not very close, and there shouldn't be sides at all. It should be Draymond, get all the help you need, and when you're ready to come back, and we're here for you, and you're here for us, and we want you back here. And you know what? Keep practicing while you're having your time away, and because you're a key part of the team. But when I hear what he said, it feels like the two different parties, the Draymond Green side, the Warrior side, it feels like they're very far apart. It feels like there's a big disconnect in terms of even the communication. Steve said he hadn't talked to him. They've texted each other.
A little bit.
Which
could just mean emojis.
Yeah. How you doing, Draymond?
You know what I mean?
Good. Exactly. Yeah. Thumbs up.
Yeah. You good? You good? Yep.
Steve sends prayer hands, then Draymond sends thumbs up.
As you know, it'd be like me texting with my 16-year-old son.
Exactly.
Every single response is one word. Yeah. No.
Totally.
Yeah.
I get the same thing with my 22 and 20-year-old.
For those of you, and by the way, we know who asked the questions yesterday pregame. It was Slates.
Mm-hmm.
So Steve Kerr and Anthony Slater back and forth before the game yesterday.
We're into January now. I was just wondering on the Draymond front, is he back in the facility at all, or is there just any update?
He's not been in the facility, at least with us. He may have been coming in on his own. But
are you in contact with him at all?
A little bit, yeah. We text, but we've been giving him his space. He's been giving us ours.
I know what he's trying to deal with isn't necessarily on the court, but do you know as far as the type of shape he's in? Is it going to be even once he comes back? It's going to take a while, or
yeah, not sure.
Okay.
Not sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it. That's it. So there's a bunch that we can gather, much more that we can't.
Right.
But think about it. Hey, we text a lot. Okay, Steve, how much do you text? Is he with the team? No. He might be at the facility. I don't even know. So what are you texting about? Happy New Year? Did you send him a gift? I mean, honestly, like there is the vibe off of that is that there is. Remember what the word?
Icy.
What was the word of the offseason? I know you'll get it right. What was the?
It was connectivity.
There you go. Did you get any connectivity out of that?
No.
Sounds like a complete disconnect.
I think about you and I and our show, and to a greater extent, our station. We all gave each other space over the holidays. Most of us were off from December 22 to January 2 or whatever. We had a host thread that included Joe Shasky and the great LJ Shasky, who made his debut today, apparently. He was in the building. LJ was in the building, I'm told.
Awesome.
And so we all gave each other space, yet there was a thread of, hey, Joe, congrats, and we all shared it, and it was love, and it was wonderful. And after that, we gave each other space, but I knew where you were. I knew where everyone was. I saw Bonte on TV. I went to Steiny's house. Guru and I are playing dominoes, and Shasky's dealing with LJ and 12 diapers a day, so I know what he's doing.
Yep.
So in terms of connectivity, even though we gave each other our space, you and I didn't talk once. We exchanged a couple of texts here and there, but I felt like we were connected.
I mean, totally.
I knew where you were. I knew when you were coming back.
Were you peeping, man?
Well,
like, dude, you cross the street.
You need some new boxers.
Right.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I actually do. Anyway,
See, not wrong.
Yeah, like there's levels to this. It could be like we thought it was going to be. Draymond's practicing with us. He's around. We see him.
After a week, right?
Right. Or it could be, look, everyone wants some space. Draymond's got a lot to work on, but this is a key piece to our season. Therefore, he's working out on his own, but we're in total lockstep. Like, what are you working out on? What are you doing? What's the plan here? When are you coming back?
Yeah.
We're working with the league and we're ramping up. This sounded like, yeah, I mean, he's in my phone. So, like, I told him Merry Christmas. Outside of that, I got no idea what he's even doing.
Right.
That is very, very unique. That is very different than
it's shocking to me.
than how these situations usually go.
Well, in the last question, when Anthony Slater says, Steve, when he does come back, how long will it take for him to get up to snuff? And Steve goes immediately, I don't know. So he doesn't know. Like, normally in a situation like this, if you were in constant contact, it would be, Draymond's been working out. Draymond's been working with Rick Celebrini. Draymond's been here an hour a day, every day, working on weights and his fitness. And, when Draymond gets cleared and when Draymond's in the right place, we expect him to be, back within 3 to 4 days because he's been scrimmaging, he's been ramping up, he's been doing this, he's been doing that. He's working with Brendan Payne, Steph's personal coach, and all the rest of it. But Steve simply said, I don't know. I don't know how long it'll take because he hasn't been in contact with Draymond.
So now that you're hearing some perspective on this, and we certainly wonder what yours is, when you hear Steve say that, what's your takeaway? What do you think it means? 888-957-9570. We'll take your calls. But take another listen now. Take another listen after hearing everybody sort of have a takeaway so that you can gather what you think is going on.
We're into January now. I was just wondering on the Draymond front, is he back in the facility at all, or is there just any update?
He's not been in the facility, at least with us. He may have been coming in on his own. But
are you in contact with him at all?
A little bit, yeah. We text, but we've been giving him his space. He's been giving us ours.
I know what he's trying to deal with isn't necessarily on the court, but do you know, as far as the type of shape he's in, is it going to be, even once he comes back, it's going to take a while or?
Yeah, not sure.
Okay.
Not sure, yeah.
So not only is Steve real quick with the answers, I've listened to it now 10 times.
Yeah.
It's like one of those movies where each time you hear it or see it, you're like, oh, I caught something new. That very first sentence, he's not been in the facility, at least not with us.
Right.
That word us is incredibly powerful there because it creates a division. And I don't know if that was on purpose or not. Probably not. But even if it wasn't on purpose, I still find it to be interesting and potentially purposeful. And that is to say that how often have we ever heard through any of these Draymond experiences through the years, how often have we ever heard the Warriors refer to themselves as us and he's him?
And refer to him as not with us.
Not us. Not with us.
He's not with us. Oh, wow.
I don't know, man.
No, I hadn't heard that the way that you are, signaling me to listen to it, but you're right in terms of not with us. He may be in the facility, but not with us, which is stunning because Draymond Green, at his very best, at his essence, is us. He's the heartbeat of the team. He's the lifeblood. He brings the edge. He brings the thump. He's a 4-time champion. And as I mentioned yesterday, he's a jersey retirement guy. No one will ever wear 23 again. Statue or not is a debate for July when the season's over. Maybe it's a debate for February if he gets traded. But the very fact that he's not with us is jarring to me on a number of different levels.
Yeah, it's super interesting. And then, by the way, we both found what Klay Thompson said after the game to be very interesting. If you haven't heard that, take a listen here because I really do think these two situations blend together. Klay Thompson after the victory last night.
Steve and I had actually a great conversation yesterday, and that helped me relax a lot. Sometimes I forget just how successful and how lucky I've been to be a part of championship teams and all-star games and gold medals. And when you want to get back to that level so badly, you can kind of get in your own way. And rather than forcing it, we had a conversation about just enjoying this last chapter of my career and how lucky I truly am to still be playing this game and doing it at a high level and being a better mentor for these young guys, leading by example and having my energy right every game. And he helped me realize when I do have negative energy, how that affects the team in a poor manner. So we had a great conversation. That just helped me change my whole mindset and forget about shooting splits or points per game or all-star games, and just to enjoy being in this Warriors uniform and appreciate what we built, because it's such a rare opportunity for any professional athlete to be a part of so much success and to try and pass that torch to the younger guys and keep this thing going.
I got to be honest with you. This is the Klay I've been waiting to hear for about a year and a half.
Perspective.
I mean, how blend that with the guy who looked at Tim Kawakami. Were you going to bench me?
Right.
You going to bench me? You going to bench Wiggs? When no one even brought it up.
Yeah. It sounds a little bit more like he's resigned to the reality of the future. Look, this is where we are. We've got Draymond suspended indefinitely. GP2 now is out for several weeks. We've got a team and a roster that's probably not good enough to win a championship. So why are we getting all mad?
No, you got two guys with negative energy. Steve called one of them in and said, "Hey man, XYZ, and let's get right." And this guy now loves the conversation. The other one, I sent him an emoji one time 2 weeks ago. That's interesting to me.
Yeah.